Bonjour, mon nom est Michael Patton. Je suis un artiste, un commissaire et directeur de la BACA Biennale. Je suis un artiste autochtone. Je suis un membre de la Zagame Première Nation en Saskatchewan et j'habite à Montréal. The BACA Biennale was founded in 2012, and we have a major event every 2 years. The exhibition here at Expression is one of 7 events, and the theme this year is creation stories. My role this year was to select the curators. I selected 4 curators from across Canada, representing the north, east, south, and west of Canada, and they came up with the theme. It was a way to unite artists from all different regions of the country.
My name is Jacque Kimble, and I am a Two-Spirit artist and curator from Treaty 8 territory. I belong to the Deninakwe First Nation in the Northwest Territories, and I am one of 4 curators selected for the Contemporary Native Art Biennial here in St. Hyacinthe.
Den ik dolget nalna shansi, noglik a Teresa van Meer-Chassé shansi. My name is Teresa van Meer-Chassé. I'm a member of the White River First Nation of Beaver Creek, Yukon, and Alaska. I currently live on Lekwungen territory, which is in Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm here today as one of the co-curators of BACA.
Our overall theme of this year's edition was creation stories. We broke that theme down even further and assigned a different sub-theme to all of the other galleries that are a part of BACA. The theme that we chose for Expression here was the supernatural.
A lot of the work that we brought in relates to the origin of creation stories, talking about supernatural figures in all of our different communities, and we also chose a lot of work that was large scale, like the Joseph Tisiga that's right behind me.
And so a lot of the works featured in this exhibition relate to the supernatural, stories of creation, stories of ravens stealing the light behind me, stories of generation, matrilineal knowledge, stories of incorporating the land in 3-dimensional space, all of these alternative realities that, and these supernaturals that exist within the Indigenous art-making scene.
So this work here is by Bronson Jacque. Bronson is originally from Postville, Newfoundland, or Nunatsiavut, and they're an Inuk artist. And this work is brand new creation specifically for BACA, which was really important and significant for myself as a curator. Bronson and I worked together kind of discussing the theme around creation stories, and this work was created thinking about creation stories but also creation of art. So it's actually the entire process of the artists themselves. They have a background in painting, so a lot of the pieces on here actually relate to that history that they have with painting. So all of these kind of like painting, paint lids that have all of this kind of palette work here is actually part of the artist's collection. That's what they use to start their painting. The sled is actually composed of an old easel that they used at the very beginning of their art career. So they broke it down and made this sled. And then finally, the artist also is talking about religion. So they've positioned the Inuk sled person kind of carrying the sled in the way of like Christ walking with the cross for the crucifixion, and talking about how Bronson's family and community was impacted by Christianity quite significantly, having the weight and the burden of a forced religion and Western identity and culture placed upon Inuk people.
So the 3 artworks on the back here, Being Sick, Kukum and Mushum, and Sickness, are all done by Cree and Métis artist Michelle Sound. She is a member of Swan River First Nation in northern Alberta, Treaty 8 territory. I'm so thrilled to have them included here at Expression because they all deal with colonial violence, matrilineal acts of healing. And so the center image, Kukum and Mushum, is a photograph of her grandmother and her grandfather. And what the artist has done is she has gone in and ripped these blown up photographs, which is representative of colonial violence against Indigenous peoples and against Indigenous histories. And so those rips and those tears really quite literally represent that. And what Michelle has done so beautifully is gone in and utilized traditional Indigenous methods of art making. So you have caribou hair tufting, you have beadwork, you have embroidery stitching. And so these are all done in an act of healing, and not to necessarily erase or not represent the colonial violence that has been enacted upon her specifically and her family. Not to hide that away and not to decorate it, but to use her traditional heritage and culture to heal from those wounds.